This is Ruth Evershed, joining us from GCHQ.
You know exactly what's going on here. GCHQ planted you on us.
Danny?
I only said I'd go on the barge because of you.
You're on probation.
Congratulations, Tom. A superb display of leadership. It's all part of the game.
We're here for our masters, not our pleasure.
Oh, I don't know.
You look amazing.
Thank you. Some other time.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Transport chaos hit the capital as the latest 24-hour strike on London Underground started at 8 p.m. tonight, increasing pressure on the government to find a solution for what is now looking like a new winter of discontent. Shadow Cabinet spokesman Charles Lindsay today attacked the government's domestic policy.
Charles Lindsay?
And claimed that
Isn't he the man who had the fling with the guy?
Who knew the girl that sold the thing?
And claims
Yeah.
that meters were being made the pawns of yet another political battle between the government and the unions. New Labour came to power on a wave of optimism, particularly in the public
Don't you two have homes to go to?
Tube strike. It's raining, no cabs.
We train you to be resourceful. I'm sure you'll find a way.
Maybe we could book out a pool car on strike days?
Operational purposes only, I'm afraid. I can provide you with specially designed waterproofing equipment. Standard field officer issue. You press this button here.
Air traffic controllers, railway staff, firemen. The government must be asking itself, what next?
Platoon! Platoon! Shun! Well turn to the right! Right! Turn!
Charge of fighting, contrary to Section 43A of the Army Act. The accused, Corporal Eric Woods, wishes to make a statement to a senior officer outside his regiment.
Sir, I wish to inform you about a situation, a matter of national security. We have an enemy within. I can name the man who poses the single biggest threat the British Army is currently facing. The man who rank and file army thinks walks on water. Major Samuel Curtis. Major Curtis may be a hero to a generation of junior ranks. He may have a chest full of medals and a place in the public heart. But it is my duty to inform you that he has the power to destroy our army. You see, Major Curtis is planning industrial action, a laying down of arms. This government is about to face a mutiny from the British Army.
What's going on today in the wonderful world of espionage?
Well, the tube dispute's ongoing. Our people inside the RMT and the TGWU say they're just about to get back into the ring. Possible wildcat actions planned?
What's the headline intel?
Well, I've only had time to check the overnight Grade 1 headers. There's an avalanche coming in from our union sources.
Almost 50 agents in key sectors now all saying the same thing.
Specifically?
Well, while the government's got its back turned on domestic issues, the unions are gathering strength.
Stay on it. Keeping this country's infrastructure working is part of defending the realm. Next. How's Tom getting on?
Enemy front! Enemy front! Enemy front! Treat opposition! And move! Look up front! Hold on, wait one. Get up! Quick
you doing?
Everyone all right?
Sir.
Weapon. Never, ever forget. The SA-AT individual weapon cannot, under any circumstances, be fired from the left shoulder. Do so, the cocking handle will break your jaw, and you'll get a face full of red-hot metal casings, even when firing blanks. I'm afraid that's the standard issue British Army rifle. Learn to love it.
Yes, Major Curtis.
Not your fault, you didn't design the bastard. David, End X, return your men to barracks.
Sir.
Sergeant Major Baker, stand the rest of the men down.
Sir. Index! Index!
Tom has been contacting us daily at 0700 and 2300 hours without fail. Curtis's company are next in line for overseas deployment as required, so they're on full-time exercise. But there are some morale problems on base. Tom photo messaged this over from his mobile last night. Fancy spending 9 months away from home on crap pay, provide strike cover for firemen, earning twice as much money for 6 months' work, and face the possibility of being killed for a country full of greedy, pathetic, and selfish individuals? Sign below. Army, be depressed.
Well, it's a fair point.
Satire never brought a country down.
Curtis is a soldier's soldier. He'd rather be in the company of his men than sitting behind a desk. He takes full part in all exercises. But Woods, our whistleblower corporal, codenamed Nightingale, has come up with no proof, no evidence that Curtis is planning mutiny.
We could be wasting our time.
No strike cover for industrial disputes. No security backup in case of major terrorist incident. Britain's interests overseas put in severe jeopardy every tin pot general from Somalia to poor, sad little North Korea and all points in between gloating on CNN. The special relationship with our cousins severely embarrassed. Until we know for sure. It's not time wasted. So, what do we know about Curtis?
Well, Sam Curtis led 5 men over 200 miles of Iraqi desert in 1991 and was the subject of a best-selling account of the operation. Eric Woods glassed a fireman in a pub and then put the spotlight onto Sam Curtis in a bid for leniency. He could be playing us. I say we just pass this over to Army intelligence.
Curtis's reputation precedes him throughout the country. Be like asking the Vatican to prove Mary wasn't a virgin. He's a military legend, a public hero, sort of Englishman who'll end up with a statue in Trafalgar Square and a building named after him in Whitehall. Chief of Defence Staff is adamant this is our jurisdiction. If Curtis is guilty, we've got to stop him. Thank you all.
What if we went on strike?
Well, if the army went on strike, it'd be pretty damn obvious once the Chinese Red Army started marching down Whitehall. If we went on strike, I don't think anyone would notice.
Sir?
Afternoon, sir.
Afternoon. You're late.
Game of poker on a big pot.
3 more minutes, I would have assumed you were compromised. Pulled the operation.
Yeah, well, you didn't, and I'm not.
Right, I've been here 2 weeks. Curtis has said half a dozen words to me. You run his diary. You push me in front of him, okay?
Yeah, there's movement. Curtis is reassembling his old team. The crew from Desert Storm. Sergeant Major Baker's not the only one. 2 more men are shipping in tomorrow. Wallace and Parks.
Why's that significant?
The bondsmen forged in battle are the strongest you'll find. Curtis trusts them. He can't run an industrial action solo. He needs men beneath him, spread it through the ranks. Curtis is moving his pieces into place.
How many officers are up for it?
19.
Budget?
125.
125 quid, is that it? We can afford something like this on 650 an officer.
657, actually.
What about time, date, location?
1900 hours, 21st. Budget means we'll have to do it at home.
What's the transport infrastructure going to be that night?
Well, there are no tube strikes planned, if that's what you mean.
Good, good. And we're sure. We are sure Harry suspects nothing.
Nothing.
Danny, we're not trying to infiltrate Baghdad. It's just a bloody birthday party.
He's bang on time every night. Watch. That is so cool.
And yet so simple. Tom's phone allows him to sweep for bugs, then pre-record a message. Hits the button, the message is digitally compressed, electronically scrambled, and transmitted in a 0.1-second microwave burst, almost impossible to intercept.
Thank you, Malcolm.
Nightingale reports activity. Eagle One has 2 men reporting for duty tomorrow, former colleagues from Desert Storm. Requests confirmation and any relevant background. Face-to-face meeting at Blue location to discuss. 1100 hours.
What's the coefficient?
-6. He wants to meet at 5 a.m.
Is it just me, or does he sound a bit hacked off?
Doesn't exactly look forward to his fortnight's annual training with the SAS. I wouldn't say this is his dream assignment.
Count yourself lucky it's only section heads who have to train alongside the regiment. Otherwise, you'd be in there.
I could cope.
And you in the army. Don't do designer khaki, mate.
Hugo, try and cheer him up a bit.
I've accessed the MOD database for some background on the 5 men Curtis led in and out of Iraq. Sergeant Major Baker, Sergeant Philip Wallace and Corporal Harry Parks. They're the men joining Curtis tomorrow.
Could you run me off a couple of prints, please, for Tom?
Okay. The other 2 have since left the army. William Scobie, whereabouts unknown, last seen in a homeless hostel 18 months ago. And Derek Hanson lives on a North London council estate.
It might be worth a look. Good. Right, well, time for 3 hours sleep before I go.
I don't trust Woods. What's Harry saying?
Stick with it.
Of course he does.
Correspondence from the Chief of Defence Staff's office. Curtis has written 86 letters over a 5-year period. A litany of suggestions, complaints, and occasional sarcasm directed at the military brass. He has issues with everything from pensions to personal kit. He argues a good case.
He's not wrong about the SA-80 rifle.
And Harry's adamant a strike could spread throughout the armed forces.
Catastrophic in the current climate, I know. I reckon 48 hours.
What do you want me to say to Harry?
That I'm getting closer to Curtis. And that I said hello.
Overnight intel.
I haven't done yesterday's yet, Ruth. I've been up half the night. Don't you have top-sheet summaries?
I can't analyse everything myself. You'll have to cherry pick.
Well, that's your job, isn't it?
Not for much longer.
What?
How was Tom?
Oh, grumpy.
He'll survive.
What do you mean?
Look at that. Of all government ministers, I'd never have made him for a leather queen. No wonder he hasn't got time to sort out the unions.
Ruth?
Close quarter battle, escape and evasion, resistance to interrogation. We'll be practicing the basic drills until we can do them in the dark, under fire, and on our chin straps. Distribute the equipment, please, Sergeant Major.
Sir.
Today, we're going to stick you in that building, and we're going to pump tear gas inside. By the end of the day, I want you in your respirators within 9 seconds of a gas alert. If you don't, you'll end up in tears because Sergeant Major Baker will stick his toe so far up your arse at high speed, he'll be able to chew his toenails for him. War is shit. Anyone who tells you otherwise has never been in one. You train hard, you fight easy, you train easy, and die. Corporal!
Okay, fellas, start filing into the chamber then.
Look, Ruth, Harry's not a fool. You're good. He'll want to keep you here.
God, I hope so. I don't want to go back to GCHQ. Too many bloody mathematicians, for one thing.
Hansen quit the army 3 years ago, claiming benefits ever since. Why hasn't he re-enlisted? The army offer good incentives for experienced soldiers to join up again.
Well, I'll just go read North Korea Evening News or something.
What do you think?
I think that for a man whose job's all about observation, perception and intelligence, you just failed an military class.
Remember, lads, spin time, masks in 9. Okay, step off! Go! 7, 6, 6.
I'm good at my job. I'm overworked, but I'm bloody good.
No decision has been made yet.
Our RMT source says there'll be a wildcat strike on the West Midland Railway lines in the next 30 minutes.
What do they want now?
That's not the issue. There's a consignment of spent nuclear fuel on its way to Dover by rail. It's about to grind to a halt sitting in the open countryside.
Well, liaise with the nuclear authority and get it moving again.
Right. Good intel, Ruth. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth.
Breathe. Come on, breathe normally. Cough it up. Cough it all up. Come on, you'll be all right.
Come on. You'll be okay. Happens to the best of us. First time I put on a respirator threw me guts up. Good job, David. Right, one more time.
With all due respect, Major, company quartermaster should be shot.
Accidents happen.
Right, it's not good enough. Our equipment's a disgrace. We've got rifles spitting cartridges in our faces, gas masks falling apart.
Thank you, David. Your comments are noted.
Something should be done about it.
That's enough, Lieutenant. Right. We do it again.
The Watchers have located Derek Hansen.
Go talk to him. Find out if he's joining his former colleagues for the class reunion. If not, why not? Right. And try not to spend all day in the pub.
How's that?
Ah, perfect. Thank you.
On my own work?
Hello.
Whatever it is, the answer's no. But thanks for the drink.
Thank you. I'd love to sit down. My name's Rob Simpkins. I'm writing an article for today's Soldier magazine. What ex-servicemen have done since leaving the army.
Piss off.
I know who you are, Mr. Hansen, and I know what you've been through. I read the Sam Curtis book.
That bollocks.
Thought Curtis was your friend.
Curtis should never have told his story. Put all of us in the spotlight.
He gave you pseudonyms.
Bugger all good that did. You're a journalist. You're here talking to me about it 10 years later.
The Nuclear Authority has an off-the-shelf plan to transport the spent nuke fuel by road on a low loader accompanied by its own security personnel. The convoy will be codenamed the Stick. Departs tonight, 10 p.m., arrives Dover tomorrow, 6 p.m. We've been tasked with maintaining a rolling threat assessment. This is highly irradiated uranium travelling halfway across the country. So if there's so much as a drawing pin on the inside lane of the M25, I want to know about it. You're the overseer. Ruth will process relevant reports as they come in. This might sound like a routine babysitting job, but something as simple as a punch could mean that we all have a really bad day, so thank you. This is a chance to make yourself indispensable in Harry's eyes, all right?
No idea where Scobie is. Lost touch.
Everyone else has. He was in a hostel 2 years ago. Since then, nothing.
There you go. Lots of ex-servicemen end up sleeping rough. Meantime, we provide hotels for asylum seekers. Still, can't all be the subject of bestseller books, can we?
Why not? Never think of looking for a ghostwriter? Tell your side of the story?
Official Secrets Act, son. I signed it and I take it very seriously. Something people don't understand anymore.
I understand it. Come across it all the time in this line of work.
Well, you've just run into it again. That's why I don't talk about Iraq. And Curtis shouldn't have either.
Everyone else seems to think Sam Curtis is a legend.
In his own mirror, sure. I passed SAS selection. They binned me when the book came out. Oh, you can't have a covert ops soldier whose face has been on the front page of every Western newspaper. Curtis ruined my career. I told him, I'm a soldier, not a bloody chauffeur.
What do you mean?
Excuse me. Getting slammed, aren't you? Army spoke. How are you?
I've also signed the act. All I can tell you, it's important. On the same side.
Baker came to see me 6 months ago. Said Curtis wanted to give me a lead on some sort of driving job. I told him to stuff it. He was looking for Scobie as well. Don't know why. Don't want to know why. I believe Curtis was trying to recruit his own little squad of wild geese.
For what?
No idea. But no matter what he says, you can bet it'll be for the greater glory of Sam Curtis.
Operational tours in Bosnia, Belfast, and Sierra Leone. Clean progress. Mr. Getty seems extremely capable. I'd like to know more, though. Dig deeper. Put Wallace onto it.
Sir.
Corporal Woods, do you need me?
Sorry, sir. All right, didn't want to interrupt. Today's op report, sir.
Dismiss, Corporal.
Hello there, Mr. Getty.
Yes?
Hi, I'm a friend of David's. We served together in Belfast. Said I'd pop by, say hello, if I was in the neighbourhood.
Oh, dear, well, I'm afraid David isn't here.
Ah, he's not overseas, is he? Or...
No, he's on exercise in the UK. Well, if you'd like to leave your details, I'll pass them on.
I'll leave it, actually. But thank you very much.
This is Gatekeeper.
You're sure it's not just hearsay, a drunk with a grudge, jumping to conclusions?
I think Hanson's a principled ex-soldier turning his back on under-the-table offers.
Our source in the TGWU says the dockers are going to come out in sympathy with the RMT. If Dover shuts down, we have the same problem. A batch of uranium left sitting where it shouldn't be.
How long?
Best guess 24 hours earliest. I'm pushing all of our agents on this. This could be coordinated nationwide action across a whole range of industries.
Hassle the nuclear authorities. Stress to them the urgency of getting that convoy moving. We're into head of section territory. During Tom's absence, I want you to run this op.
Someone just took an eyeball at Tom's legend, fitted Philip Wallace's description.
I think Derek Hanson was telling me the truth today.
Update Tom.
Zoe, CIA are looking for Tom on line 4.
Hi, Zoe. Tom's on operation. I'm acting CIA liaison.
I thought he'd been a bit quiet.
Is there anything I can do?
No. How long's he away for?
Well, you know.
Right. If you speak to him, tell him I said hello.
Sure. Bye.
It all stands up, Sam. Wallace took a look at his parents, and I've cross-checked his records. They even include a disciplinary charge, taking stores abandoned by the enemy. He found an IRA arms dump in Armagh 4 years ago. It included a case of whiskey, which ended up behind the bar in the Naffy.
And good for him. He might be one of us. Tell him I'd like to see him.
George Bingham, 3rd Earl of Lucan.
Sent almost 500 men into the Valley of Death. Charge of the Light Brigade. It's there to remind me how easy it is for a soldier to be remembered for the wrong reasons. Drink?
Thank you, sir.
Take a seat.
War's just an adventure to some of our boys. What they've been waiting for after months of training, they have no idea.
No one does till they're in one.
A teenager signs up for the army, spent his whole life wearing trainers. Suddenly we give him a dirty great pair of boots to wear. Usually he gets the wrong size, ends up buying his own civvy pair.
It's no good trying to turn a man into a soldier if you start off by crippling him.
Excuse me. Did you take part in Operation Fresco?
Yeah. I just got back from 6 months in Belfast. I was due 3 weeks leave, but they handed me a green goddess instead. Still haven't made up the leave.
Try explaining to the junior ranks on 12.5 grand a year why they're covering for some firefighters who earn nearly twice as much.
You didn't agree with the strike?
On the contrary. Yes, firemen risk their lives, so do we. How do you put a salary bracket on that? I understand what you were saying about rifles and respirators. You're not wrong.
Can't you do anything about it?
I can only look after the men below me. Can't be responsible for the ones above.
Sometimes we have to take on trust that our superiors know what they're doing.
That's the irony in defending democracy. You do it for peanuts and your equipment's made by the cheapest bidder. Belfast. You were at Blackwood Barracks.
Yes.
Sullen part of town.
Yeah, 2 communities bashing up against each other, Brit base right in the middle. Pretty vicious, yes.
Your OC there was Tim Derbyshire, right? Sorry, I'm not trying to make you paranoid. New platoon commander in my company. I took a look at your background.
Do you find anything interesting?
To be honest, David, you need to get out more. My Auntie Alice has a more exciting life. Ah, damn it. I'll go grab another. Here we go. Little top up.
Cheers.
Here's a question for you, David. Some of the stuff we've discussed, how strongly do you feel about it?
How do you mean?
I mean, would you take the chance to do something?
If I really thought it would make any difference.
I have a small protest in mind. Great if I could count on your support.
What form would this protest take?
I'm asking each man in the company if he's prepared to sign this. The issues we're worried about. I reckon I'm in a position to get them direct to Downing Street.
It's a petition. You're organising a petition.
You've got to start somewhere, David.
Do you have a pen?
They're about ready to go. Nuclear Authority Central Control have been assigned call sign Polestar.
Tell Polestar we're ready to go when they are.
Polestar, this is Thames Cider. We're good to go.
Copy that.
Well, it's just you and me now.
And we're off.
Hardly the wacky races, is it?
Eagle One is not a threat. Repeat, not a threat. He is simply exercising his democratic right to written protest. Nightingale, however, is a weaselly little bastard who should be sent to the tower. He's an amateur. Didn't even tell us Eagle One had 2 mobile phones. Those of you still of a paranoid disposition may confirm Eagle One's innocence by listening unlawfully to his voicemail on the following number: 07979234642. My next call in will be at 0700 hours when I tell you how I want to be extracted from this badly sourced pig's ear of an operation. Night-night.
Is he pissed?
Tired. Night exercise earlier on in the week. Rendezvous with me in the small hours yesterday. Just let him sleep, excuse me.
Curtis's voice box is pin protected.
Get the code from his service provider, let's be sure. I don't like it.
Damn it. The dockers are coming out 7 p.m. tomorrow. Let Polestar know, Sam. Stick has to stay on schedule. We're back to square one.
Polestar, be advised. Industrial action at Dover in less than 20 hours. Vital you maintain schedule.
Copy that, Thames Cider. Sticky's making good progress.
We have to stay on our toes. The stick has to be put to bed by 6 p.m. tomorrow night. Sam, you can get off.
Harry's present 25-year-old malt.
Good choice.
Mm-hmm.
See you tomorrow.
Listen,
Yeah.
do you want to, some night, well, obviously, when we're a bit less busy, maybe, do you want to grab a beer sometime? Maybe dinner?
We work together.
I know. That's the good bit. They like us to date each other. Security reasons.
Whose? Theirs or ours?
Harry would be thrilled.
You really know how to flatter a girl. Do you want to go out with me, or do you want to get into Tom and Harry's good books?
First bit. Definitely.
Thought you'd never ask.
Sir, it's good for slave now.
I said soon! Get out! You in! Get rid of that. Right! Name!
Getty David.
Name!
Getty David.
Name! Your real name!
Getty David.
You've forgotten it, haven't you? You've forgotten your real name! Who are you?
Getty David.
How do I spell Getty? With a Y or IE?
Cannot answer that
Well,
question.
it's hardly a trick question. Rank?
Lieutenant.
What's your regiment?
Cannot answer that question.
Are you stupid, mate? You must know your regiment.
Cannot answer that question.
You're in the shit, son. I need to know your regiment to get you out of here. Number.
541232.
Regiment.
Cannot answer that question.
Look, arsehole. Name, rank, number means nothing to me. Any bastard can make those up. Until you tell me your regiment, you're not getting out of here. Well played, Lieutenant. Now get some sleep.
Is this an exercise? What do you want to know? I can help you, you know. If it's not an exercise.
What do you mean, Corporal?
How long now?
12 minutes.
I'm telling Harry. Harry, Tom's missed a scheduled call-in.
How late?
12 minutes.
Run the contingency plan.
Reassuring the backup plans actually work. My mobile's damaged in a training exercise. Everything's fine. You brought the transfer orders with you?
Got them here. Lieutenant David Getty's been sent back to Belfast.
Good. The MOD were hoping I'd find something dirty around Curtis. I'm afraid they're going to be disappointed. He's a first-class soldier. I didn't get into this job to spy on my own side. I regard Curtis as a colleague. We're all doing the same job, protecting this country. He's something of a loose cannon. He's lonely. He's rather pleased with himself, and he's pissed off about a whole bunch of army issues, none of which constitute treason.
Well, the paperwork will clear by the end of the day, and no one will ever know that you weren't for real.
Story of my life.
Second opinion, please. Curtis's voice box. He deletes messages after playback. It took me till now to recover it from the storage computer.
Strike 1 reporting in. Confirm RV at 0830 hours.
Well, that could mean anything. Have you tried voice printing?
Bring him over here. Morning, David. Sleep well?
What I got of it, yes.
Lucky you. We were up all night. Had a whole platoon to interrogate. You enjoyed your posting here?
I've had considerably worse.
Makes a change from sleeping with Russian spies or eavesdropping on Libyan trade delegations or whatever it is you people do to justify your existence these days.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Corporal Woods finally decided where his loyalties lie. You people screwed up your chance to defend the West. Now it's down to us, the armies, to sort it out. So you'll forgive me if I'm pissed off that MI5 investigated a distinguished army officer at a time when espionage efforts could be better concentrated elsewhere.
I was only following orders. I'm sure you can understand that.
Apology accepted. What did you think I was up to anyway?
We received information that you were going to lead your men into industrial action.
Industrial action?
Yeah.
Do I look like a socialist to you? Sitting around refusing to do what I'm trained to do isn't exactly my style. On the truck, please.
Move it! Load up!
There were no database matches for the voice print. I spoke to Curtis's mobile service provider. The footprint for the call he received came from there.
Stick's starting point.
Someone in that convoy made a phone call to Curtis just before they set off last night.
Where's Danny? Any word? Red flash him. I want him on the phone now.
Hanson told Danny that Curtis offered him a driving job. Who's driving the stick?
Personnel records from the Nuclear Authority. Snap. William Scobie, our missing presumed dead team member. He's driving the stick.
Danny Swan is dead.
The Nuclear Authority routinely recruits ex-military as drivers and escorts. Scobie's a plant.
Polestar? Polestar, you have a situation.
Don't worry. No one will get hurt.
So, what are they doing?
Shit, what's happening?
In position! Move! Move! Move it, come on!
What's happening, Polestar? What's going on?
friend of yours, I believe.
This is for you, sir.
Nice to be working with you again.
And you, sir.
Secure the perimeter, gentlemen.
Take your position!
I know you're not a bad man, David, or whatever your name is. But you see, neither am I.
What are you planning to do?
I just want to make a point.
Close up on Stick's location, please.
That's only 10 miles from the centre of London.
Christ. Clear all other radio transmissions. I want to hear what they're saying.
Ready when you are, Major.
This is Major Sam Curtis.
I have control of the nuclear transportation known to you as Stick 1.
You'll see from your GPS tracker our exact location.
And you might want to start evacuating the area.
Almost 500 British soldiers have died since the first Gulf War. Cause of death, Gulf War Syndrome.
45,000 service personnel recently went into a second Gulf conflict, and we're left with an army that can't fight for at least 18 months. The authorities expect men to take the
same risks again and again, with inferior weapons, minimal life insurance, and laughable salaries.
The full list of the issues I demand the British government address has been faxed to the Chief of Defence Staff.
Compensation and treatment for victims of Gulf War syndrome, ditto PTSD, a 50% pay hike across the board. You can guess the rest.
I've been campaigning in every legitimate way possible for years, but Whitehall refuses to take me seriously. So, now, it's come to this. If my terms are not agreed in the next 30 minutes, I'll be transmitting a videotape from my location via sat phone to every major Western broadcaster. I don't think I flatter myself that it'll be headline news the second they realize who I am, especially when they see I've surrounded a truckload of irradiated uranium with 50 pounds of plastic explosive.
If my terms are still not met,
within 60 minutes, then Southeast England will be twinned with Chernobyl. Somebody better get back to me quick. The clocks started ticking. And they thought I was a pain in the arse before.
You won't do it.
You think? What choice do I have? Your presence here pretty much makes my case for me. Seems that Third World and Eastern Bloc dictators are not the only powers who monitor and infiltrate their military.
We're establishing a 20-mile cordon sanitaire around the Stick. All air, road and rail transportation has been stopped, and the police are evacuating civilians from the immediate area, claiming there's a fractured gas pipe under the storage plant. A counter-terrorist team's choppering in ETA 5 minutes. Curtis has just created the world's biggest dirty bomb.
What about Tom and Danny?
Yes, I know.
He can't explode the stick.
I'd like to believe that.
I mean, he physically can't. The container's made of titanium steel. It's several feet thick. He could run an express train into it. The train would end up in the scrapyard. It requires specialized tools to open. You can't just pop the lid off with a screwdriver.
Those are oil vats. He's not going to bomb the truck. He's going to bomb those. It's a massive oil fire. What would that do to uranium?
It would make it very angry.
Terrorist team are in position, Major. I don't think we need trouble ourselves about that.
CT team are in place. They're setting up a video feed now. We should have a picture in a couple of minutes. Tom and Danny must be in there.
Sierra 1, uploading VT link
Thank you, Sierra One. Can you zoom in any closer? We have visuals.
No one's talking to me yet.
MOD.
Sam, patch me into the stick communications. I'll talk to this bastard. Harry Pierce.
Grid request talk through on this line immediate.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Keep this line open.
You people in MI5, I know you're listening. I've got 2 of your men here. They'll each be receiving their very own close-up on international news channels.
Major Curtis.
Identify yourself.
Are my officers okay?
Of course they are. I'm not Genghis Khan.
Let me speak to them.
Negative, Mr. MI5.
Work with him. Let us get you out of this.
We know everything, Major.
We even know about William Scobie.
So what makes you think we'd put him at the wheel of a genuine consignment of nuclear waste?
You're bluffing.
No, it's not. We've been running this operation for weeks.
Do you want to open Pandora's box and find out?
If you blow that site, all you're doing is killing your own men.
Listen to him. My assignment was to prove your innocence. There is still a way back from this.
It appears no one's taking me seriously. Well, if someone doesn't make me an offer in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to execute a spy.
Like me, you get paid to take the risk.
He's losing it.
Harry, can't we call his bluff?
Let me talk to the MOD.
I hate it when people don't listen to me. I know what I'm talking about! They want you to do this! Then I'm happy to oblige!
Sam!
Shut up!
This is Sierra One. I have a shot on primary. Advise, over.
You are being manipulated. They want you to self-destruct. Now, your arguments are valid. This is the only way they can stop you. Don't be remembered for the wrong reasons. Don't lead your men into the valley of death. Don't. They will take the kill shot.
Of course, thank you. Sierra One link.
Now, you've made your point. You can't be ignored now. Drop your weapon, Major. Your men will be massacred. Stand them down.
Sierra One. Green light.
There isn't a British soldier alive who'd take a shot at me.
T1 neutralized.
Tom. Hey, Mum.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
How you doing?
Following his death in a car accident today, Major Curtis...
Harry renewed my secondment.
Good for you.
Thought you'd want to know. Curtis videotape, it's gone away.
Hey, stranger.
Hey.
You look tired.
You look great.
My place later.
Happy birthday.
Welcome back.
Chat?
Absolutely. How long's that been going on?
Not long.
What happened to you?
Who ordered Curtis's death?
That doesn't matter.
Did you? Or were you taking instruction from someone else?
Curtis was out of control.
I could have talked him down. He was about to surrender.
We neutralized a threat to national security. That's our job.
What part did Corporal Woods play? Hmm? Did he get a deal? Immunity? Promotion? He was a setup, wasn't he? Plant from the MOD.
What if Curtis had been an international terrorist rather than a British Army officer? You wouldn't have questioned how we resolved the situation then?
I misjudged him. But much worse than that, I allowed myself to be used by the government of the day for their own ends. They wanted Curtis silenced, and I was the blunt instrument. This country's army is never going to mutiny, for God's sake. It does everything asked of it and more. Curtis was only trying to give them a voice.
You got too close to the subject. Don't let personal feelings...
Personal feelings? Yeah, I have personal feelings.
Well, bury them, because...
Fuck you. If the New World Order means we're in the business of destroying anyone who questions the political agenda, then I'm in the wrong job.
Take a long weekend and put this operation behind you.
Shame on you, Harry. Shame on you for allowing us to be manipulated.
It's over. I will take your debriefing at a later stage. And as regards Mata Hari out there, no fraternizing with foreign operatives, even if they are friendlies. You and I both know there's no such thing in our world.
I will not be dictated to.
Never question my decisions. End it. I don't care how, I do care when. The next time I see you, you're a single man.
Three lives taken. In that matter of minutes.
Sit down, Tom. 8 lives. What have we learned?
Nothing. Apart from a little Colombian girlfriend.
I might go and get coffee. Want one? Okay.
It would be better for whoever this girl is if you didn't see her again.
Hello, Mariella. One of our leading oil executives is giving a lift to the girlfriend of one of our leading narco-terrorists.
The Shala cartel are going to swap a shipment of drugs for surface-to-air missiles.
Let's talk about Rafa.
Dangerous. That woman has the morality of a puff adder.
Hello, Harry.
The last thing we need now is Harry and Tessa sitting down to a game of one-upmanship.
Are you playing games with me? Masterful. We let a stack of illegal drugs into the country.
Your plan is what, Harry?